Absolutely. Depends if you look for it or if you want to be part of it. If you want to be a part of it, it's there. If you don't know how to look for it, I would imagine for someone who doesn't know how to look for it or be a part of it, it doesn't exist.
No matter what you do as a human being, at some point in a 7-day period, a week, there's got to be a period of that week where you have some form of connection with somebody that's still got family values and community spirit.
Yeah, everybody knew everybody, so you couldn't get away with it. But it is that everybody kind of looked after, and I think where it is, I know a lot of people talk about poverty and things like that nowadays, and there's something I really feel strongly about. There's actual poverty, which I experienced when I was a kid, because my dad was working full time, my mum was working for 50p an hour as a cleaner, and he'd done his back in. And he literally, two of his discs went, and he was bedridden for about 1.5 years, and there was no money coming in, and we had to live on egg and chips.
But there is aspects of our community. We've got a food bank on Pallion Road. That's really sad. Sad to have a food bank. I've got people who come in the shop who bring children individually over a period of time because they haven't got the money for a haircut all at once. I would like to see things like that change, so the people weren't worried about what their budget was. But I think that's a thing that isn't just in our community. I think it's in a lot of people's community.
Yes, definitely. There's still definitely a sense of community spirit. I think it's just different. It's different. You look at over the years, people would have been in and out of people's houses. They'd have been, at the club, having a pint on a Sunday night. I've seen it back in the day. Like, for example, when the Pallion Club was open, you can see the community spirit pouring out the place, because that's where people went to have a drink. That's where they went to sort of discuss the problems, talk about life, come up with ideas of how things are going to change. And you've lost places like that. So I think the difference now is the area used to have community hubs. And that's where people felt safe, and that's where they went when they had a problem, or they had something they wanted to discuss or celebrate or anything like that. For example, do you know your neighbours? Now there's people in the street that are younger than me, and there's only probably 3 or 4 of us out of 40 houses which look after each other and stick together. And I think, yes, there's a community spirit, but I think it's totally different than what it was. And like I say, it's been diluted through modern society.
Technology has, I think that's one of the, I think it has maybe took the shine of people communicate more online, even to the point of friends playing, because my son, he doesn't go out a lot, but he's got loads of friends online. He speaks to them online. It's a totally different way. When I was a kid, you knocked on your friend's door, he disappeared, over down Hendon Moor, and you disappeared all day and came back, and that was, he came back for your tea. It's completely foreign to him to do that, and I was basically saying, get out and play. You've got a massive park there. What's it called? It's cold outside. Can I not just play on my game?
People are really fortunate where they can have a conversation. I think it's creating anxiety amongst people, especially our children, because they might not feel good enough because they haven't got the plastic fantastic life that's portrayed on social media. And I think that affects community. I think it affects people. But then if you want to find anything out, it's a really positive thing as well. If I want to go running, I want to find a run, it takes me seconds to pick a phone up and find something that I want to do. So in that way, it's really good. In other ways, I think it's a really negative thing. It's,
the fact that you've got an entire Britannia encyclopedia plus in your pocket, which to me is absolutely amazing and fascinating and awe-inspiring, but at the same time, there's a lot of people rarely use it, apart from spell check, and then get onto the old social media and torture each other. So that's basically the downside of it. But I think technology for the better. I'm a massive tech. I think you've got to move forward, and I think technology, why since chipping 2 bits of flint together to create a fire to where we are now, that's massive, and I think it's for the better. And I think it can only get better.
Yeah, because you are not your child's primary influence anymore. I can remember my children going to school and I was really jealous of their teacher. I thought, oh, miss this, miss that. But now it's not that. And obviously you get your head around that, you're a parent, and I was on you, I'm thinking, oh, I'm in charge, not miss. But now Facebook's in charge, Instagram's in charge, and Snapchat. And like, I really worry about that. I think...
You know, I laugh and joke with my wife. I've just had a moment with my children. And she's like, you've had a moment? Yeah, I've had a moment where my children have come off the iPad or off the Xbox or stopped watching the TV to sit and have a conversation. Now, if I feel that, surely the other person's got to feel it.
I think because of how people are, I think a lot of people are quite isolated in how they see themselves. So maybe that's how it is now. Maybe I'm old, maybe I need to move forward. But if you're going to work within a community and be an inclusive community, we'd be an inclusive community and bring all age groups together and benefit from each other. If they're all so different, what the interest is.
Is that not where it starts? It starts with the individual not walking past something or seeing something or, you know, brushing it aside. It's about that individual looking and thinking, that makes a difference. And that's maybe just my old-fashioned values. I'd be interested to ask somebody, what do you think community spirit is at that younger group? If everybody does something, it's got to be better than nothing.
See, we're open in the 80s and things like that, so everybody mourned.